and happy Wednesday, everybody. Today is March 18th. Yes, March 18th. Happy March 18th. Today I'm choosing joy just like every day. Let's have this little darling say hi to her mommy. Hi, Mommy. Oh, bless her. I just wanted to come on today and have a quick little chat with everybody about what's going on in your world. Where I live, this is going to kind of be about, what's going on in the world with the virus and stuff. Where I live, we got our first reported case last Wednesday, so a week ago. I don't know how many there are now, but as of last Wednesday, there was one person in our local hospital, which is about 4 miles from here. My motto all along when this started, a couple months ago, was to be prepared and not panic. And I still have that motto. If you don't have things in your house where you can possibly be inside for upwards of a month, please make sure you do that. And I know it's been kind of crazy out there. I, many years ago, started couponing and shopping sales and stuff, so I, by nature, am a stalker. So really, this isn't a joke. And I really want to, encourage people to make sure you have enough food and stuff in store, in your house. I know they are saying, and I've really I've been picky about what I've been reading. I am a numbers person. I am a person who uses logic, and so, of course, I've looked at those who've gone before us. I've looked at China and Italy and paid attention to the fact that, their grocery stores never shut down. They were doing grocery delivery, grocery pickup. So there's not that like, oh my word, everything's going to shut down, I don't think. I know parts of California now have issued a 24-hour lockdown, but you can go out for medical emergencies, to pick up groceries, etc., etc. Just use extreme caution. Don't take your whole family to the grocery store, just maybe one of you go. As I shared with you guys, I believe it was in my last video, when I had a cold, I did my first pickup order for Walmart, and my husband picked it up on his way home from work, and I really loved it. And I've been doing it ever since because I'm not a fan of going into Walmart. I am a person who, being around a lot of people, takes my energy, but I know there are many people in this world who get their energy from people, and that's part of why I wanted to make this video. I think it's going to be really important that you have a plan in place for if you do get told you can only go out for, certain circumstances. If you live with other people, make sure you have board games, puzzles, books, whatever, interests you. Let's use this time to, I know I've been reading. I used to read every single day, and I just never seem to have time for it anymore. And so I fit in a book here and there, but like I said, I used to read every day, and I've been doing that this week. And I'm really loving it. And, I think if we look at this in a positive light and decide to maybe reignite things that we used to love to do. Maybe you used to play board games as a family and you haven't for a long time, or used to build puzzles or do arts and crafts if you have children and you just don't have time anymore between their school and school activities and play dates and whatever. Pull those things out that you used to love to do. I know as a nanny, one of my favorite things to do with the children on rainy days was a scavenger hunt. And I did it one of two ways. I would either create a list of things that they had to find, and I always had them find it in order because most of the people I nannied for had several floors in their house. So I would have the first thing be like on the top floor, the second thing be in the basement. You know what I'm saying? So they were up and down, because, you got to wear out that indoor energy. And, we can still go outside, go out for walks, play in the yard, etc., etc. But the other way is to just randomly say, go find me something blue, go for whatever. And then when everything's piled in front of you, you say, okay, now you have 10 minutes to put everything away properly, and then we're going to have a treat. You know what I'm saying? Just stuff like that. Be creative. But if you are somebody who gets your energy from people, I would really suggest you get some kind of setup with friends to do video calls or phone calls. If you know your neighbors, maybe plan to both be out on your porches and you could talk from your porches. You know what I'm saying? Because I really feel that for people who are used to being out and about, who need that, to be around people to gain their energy, this is going to be really hard and cause people to become depressed and stuff. And I'm really praying that that doesn't happen. But like I said, if you get a plan in action before your area is told to go on lockdown. If you're listening in an area that is already on lockdown, if you have any advice, please put it down below. But yeah, just make sure you have plenty of things to do to keep yourself busy. You know, I'm going to paint today. I haven't painted since January, y'all. Since this little darling came. Actually, did I even paint in January, or did I just root her in January? I can't remember. Oh, bless you, sweet Adelia. But I am going to paint today. And as you can probably hear, I've got some laundry going. I'm still keeping up with my chores. I think having a schedule is great. But that's me. I really want to. I've taken a few days where I've kind of relaxed and got caught up on some sleep that I had been missing. And one day I even took a nap. But, you know, it's really important to kind of create a little normalcy when the world kind of feels like it's a little out of sync. And I have never felt this was like the flu. I have felt it is something very, very different. And as I said, I'm a numbers person. I read my very first article. I'm trying not to read too much, but I read an article was it yesterday? I think it was the day before yesterday. It was the first article that made sense to me because he was a numbers person. And he used the numbers with a math equation. And, you know, if we don't do proper social distancing, equated how many people in the U.S. would have this in 30 days' time. I will, if I remember, I'll put a link to the article down below for anybody else who loves numbers. And again, it didn't scare me like, you know, panic kind of scare, but it's like eye-opening. I suppose that's the better word. And, you know, my friends that I talk with and stuff, we're all practicing. You know, for me, you know, y'all know I'm CDO, which I say is, you know, people call it OCD. I have things I have to do. And for those of you who, you know, don't actually understand the disorder, it is not just, you know, things have to be neat and straight and whatever. Never mind. I won't go into all that. But I am not a germaphobe. I actually believe we need to keep some germs, because if you kill everything, then you don't have a resistance to things. But I have done what I'm considering common sense things. You know, I guess there's that whole thing, and maybe this is why the toilet paper craze. You know, for those here in the U.S., I didn't understand the toilet paper thing because we manufacture the toilet paper here. It's not like we're importing it. But I guess you want to feel like you're doing something if you're not by nature somebody who stocks. I guess I really don't understand the toilet paper thing, but you know, I'm somebody who, when I clean my house a few times a week, I do go through and I sanitize light switches, doorknobs, remote controls, the landlines in the house, things like that. Anything we touch a lot does get sanitized all through the winter. That is because of the flu. And then during the rest of the year, I don't do it every time I clean. I might do it once a week. But now I did go last Friday. Was it Friday? Yes, I did a grocery pickup order for the first time at my local grocery store. I placed an order and did a pickup and brought the stuff home. And what I have started doing is when I come in, I have a bottle of spray Lysol by the back of my door, and it only makes sense to me to Lysol my shoes. I always take my shoes off at the back door, but you know, and maybe I'm doing a little overkill, but I'm going to share a couple things I'm doing. You know, just I guess it brings peace of mind, and that's why I kind of think, you know, maybe some of the people with the toilet paper, they just wanted to do something, so they felt like, I don't know, I don't understand it, but for me, there's a few things I'm doing that I feel are helping keep my environment safe. And so one is, when I come in, I am Lysoling my jacket, and now I'm Lysoling the doorknobs every time we come in and out. or back in from being out, and our shoes, top and bottom, and then they go in the shoe rack. And we have house, shoes that we wear, slippers in the house, and then I am wiping things down as they come in from the grocery. So last Friday when I did my grocery pickup, I took gloves with me. They put it in my car. I pulled over into a remote area of the parking lot, put on my gloves, moved everything from their bags to my bags, and threw their bags away. And then when I got home, we wiped things down, because there is a certain life of this virus on objects, paper, cardboard. It's a different life time for things versus, in your body kind of thing. And so I did place, my whole plan was to every week reorder what we've used, because normally I have a rotating stock. So like if I keep 4 of something on a shelf, when I've gone through 3 and have opened the 4th one, I then go buy 4 more of that. Does that make sense? That's how I rotate my stock. But now I thought, well, if we finish something, I'll order groceries every week, replace everything. That way, if we are put on a lockdown where we cannot go out of the house, we have our full stock. So, but I ended up just doing grocery because my local Walmart does not deliver yet, but my local grocery does. So I placed an order today. I couldn't get everything because some of the things I get at Walmart that my grocery doesn't carry. And I did put in the notes, please leave it by the back door, knock, and leave. And again, it might be overkill, but again, I want to feel like I'm doing my part. And so, so that's what we're doing. And like I said, neither in China or Italy were groceries ever shut down. So, but I don't want to assume that won't happen. And because, those people, they've got to feel bad. Like everybody's staying home from work, but the people at the grocery and the hospitals, you know what I'm saying? But thank goodness they are working. And God bless them for trying to keep the shelves stocked and all the, thank you. If you out there work in the medical profession, in the grocery store, in factories, anywhere that's still working, thank you for still working. And the other thing I'm doing is my mail. I started this on Monday, and then yesterday I elected to wait a day, and I don't know if I'll bring my mail in every day or every other day, but I bring it in and I put it on the counter next to my sink. I wash my hands. I open everything. I wash my hands. And when I open things, I create 3 piles: trash, shred, or keep. And then after I've opened everything and washed my hands, I take the pile that's trash, and my trash can is one that you push with your foot, so I'm not actually touching anything, and I put it in the trash, and then I wash my hands. And then I take the shred pile to my shredder, and I wash my hands. And then I Lysol all my keeper stuff, and I lay it out and let it air dry front and back, and wash my hands, and then I sanitize the counter where everything was laying. And again, it might be overkill, but I don't understand this disease fully, and I don't want to take it lightly. I don't want to panic, but I don't want to be foolish either. So those are some of the things I'm doing in my little world over here. And but again, I'm really encouraging people, if you have children home from school, I don't know. I guess everybody's personality is different. When I was a nanny, I loved when they were off school. I loved having the children home. I loved, well, of course, going and doing things, but that's, off the list right now. But I loved when they were home. So if you're in that camp and you love having your children home, I'm sure you have plenty of ideas and activities. But if you're not somebody who loves having your children home full-time like this, really take some time to research things to do within your house so that they don't become zombies in front of the TV. I know many schools here in the U.S. are doing e-learning, so they still have school they actually have to do. I've been talking to some friends who have children. One has senior and high school prom and graduation are being canceled. I mean, it is sad. I mean, to be in high school and find out you're not going to get to do your graduation. I'm really hoping they're just going to postpone it. And they'll actually get to have their ceremony. But anyway, so yeah, lots of changes. But again, if you have children, try to have many activities that you can do within the house with them. Like create a schedule. I've always, as a nanny, had a schedule, even on their days off school. They still woke up in the morning. I didn't let them sleep the day away. They still always got up at 7 o'clock. They had to make their beds. We would have breakfast, and there were always times. And there were times for independent time for them. I was never a helicopter nanny. I think autonomy is so important to me. So if your children are the kind of children who hang on you all the time when they're home, now might be a great time to teach independence. If you have to write up a schedule, some children need that concrete visual. If you need to write up a schedule, whatever time, 7, 8, whatever time you want wake up time to be, get dressed, make your bed, brush your teeth, all that stuff people do. All the way up to dinner, bath, and bed. That's how I always ended my day as a nanny, was dinner, bath, and bed. And, of course, we read stories and stuff. But you can do, like a book club within your house. Even if you have children of different ages, you can all read the same book, and discuss it. Or you can have your youngest child read a book out loud to an older sibling and then ask questions and discuss it. There are so many things, and I know the internet will be a plethora of information way beyond what I can do. But there are so many things you can do. You can get busy having them make Christmas gifts for family members. If you have craft supplies in your house, start getting ready for Christmas. Why not? If you have brown craft paper and stamps, have them make wrapping paper for Christmas, or wrapping paper for upcoming birthdays. There are so many things that we can do. And that's why I'm choosing, like I said, I've been reading, and I'm going to paint today, which I haven't done for a couple months, and maybe reignite a spark of something that you haven't done for a long time. Y'all know I try to find the joy in everything, and I know that annoys some people, but I can't deny my truth. So that is what I'm doing. And my husband and I have found a great show we've been enjoying on Amazon Prime. It's called Luther. It is a little gruesome. If you get a little queasy-tummied with crime shows, don't watch it, but we're really enjoying it. So, we found a show to watch. We watch 1 or 2 episodes an evening. We started it last, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. So we're really enjoying that. And, go back to talking to people in your house if you're not super communicative. But anyway, I just wanted to come on and encourage people. I am quite a bit behind on videos. Today I'll get to watch a few while I paint, which I'm looking forward to. But congratulations to everybody with new babies out there. And, if you're somebody who never seems to find time to be in your nursery or spend time with your babies, what a fabulous time if you're home to make that time for yourself. Well, you don't have to make the time. You suddenly have the time. Anyway, but I just wanted to come on and encourage everybody to, really look at this as a blessing. And hopefully, as they've been discussing on the news, hopefully they're going to be giving some financial help to people who need it. And let's go up here for a minute. I've got to change Calcadon out of her Christmas gear. Sorry, Calcadon. That's something I can do. So anyway, but I'm somebody who loves being home, and I could be home indefinitely and not go stir crazy. I am somebody who, I've always said it's better to be busy than bored, and I've never been bored. So I do like to keep myself occupied. I have, crafts I can do, reborning, crocheting. I haven't cross-stitched in years. I actually stopped because it was really getting hard to see the little holes, and I have to have everything lined up, of course. And but I have had bifocals now for a couple years, and I haven't tried since I've gotten them. So that is something I might try again, but we'll see. But if you are somebody who works a lot, do like these last few days, how we've just relaxed and gotten some extra sleep. We've been staying up late, sleeping in, etc., etc., just kind of like a little staycation. Do that first if you feel that need to recharge. And then, come up with, during that time, you can come up with your plans of what you want to try to get done while you're home. You know, if you're somebody who puts off maybe washing your curtains, or I know that doesn't sound exciting, but, you know, just do things that'll enhance your environment, make you feel good. Another thing I'm trying to do is every other day open our windows, you know, an inch or two, just to kind of let air circulate through the house. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I do that in the winter anyway, so I haven't seen anywhere that we shouldn't open our windows. But anyway, so yeah, but, and you know, if you're home, make videos. You know, the more we're here to encourage one another and give each other things to watch and think about and do, I think we can all, you know, help each other. And I've seen some videos. I love it. I've been to Italy a few times. It's so lovely. The people are so lovely. I don't know if you've all seen these videos where people are out on their balconies singing and playing instruments. I'm like, oh, how glorious is that? And I'm really hoping that that's what this does, that it brings people back together, and it creates a sense of community in all different kinds of community, whether it's your neighbors or virtually or your social network, you know, that your friends that you get together with and such. And if you're somebody who, let's say, once a week or once a month, you might host a few of your girlfriends at your house for a dinner and a chat. Well, you can do group video chats. Agree on what you're going to have for dinner. All of you cook the same thing. All get, you know what I'm saying? There are ways to create a sense of normalcy in this, so that it's not as scary as it could be. But again, I'm not taking this virus lightly by any means. I was saying that my concern was I wanted to be prepared for lockdown. And I didn't say I wanted to get the virus, and I didn't say I didn't want to get the virus. I wasn't really focusing on it. But when I read that there is residual lung damage after the fact, now I'm like, oh, I definitely don't want it. So anyway, so yeah. But just to hope this encouraged you. I really don't want to create any panic in people. I just want to encourage you to, you know, find things to do that you maybe have stopped doing, or if you're like me and you're somebody who has many things to keep you occupied and feels like there's still not enough time in the day, then you're good to go. But anyway, but yeah. Today I choose joy every single day, every day, over and over and over. Choose joy. Please find things within this to bring yourself joy. And I'm going to tell you, the book that I'm reading right now is The Lineage of Grace. I can't remember the author. It is actually, I believe it's in 5 parts. It's the lineage of women leading up to Jesus' birth. So I've read the first 2, Tamar and Rahab. Oh my word, such a beautiful book. And I'm really, really enjoying that. So again, do things that bring you joy. And yeah. All right, everybody, have a very, very blessed rest of your week. Oh, I wanted to tell y'all, I finally ordered my Denver Rose kit. For those of you who don't know, or maybe you do know, I had painted a Denver Rose, and when I snapped a photo, I saw my Gabriel for the first time in a kit. I can't link Gabriel's video. That's one of the videos I took down. Anything that was personal or had children in it, because I did not want to mark my channel for children. That got taken down. He was actually a little baby. I volunteered for 6 months in Ethiopia, and he is a little baby that I took care of, and if he could be adopted, he would be here with me, but he can't. It's a really long story. I won't go into it, and please, I'm not even going to type down below, so don't ask. He's not adoptable. Period. End of story. I hope that didn't come across as rude, but it's very personal, and I don't need to go into all that. So, so he still lives at the orphanage, and I've always wanted to have a representation of him for the time I took care of him. And I've never seen a kit, but that day I sat down and took a photo of the Denver Rose I created, which now lives with Tasha at Pixie Mommy's Reborn. But he was not the right skin tone, and I wanted to replicate Gabriel in that kit. I actually had a custom body made to his size for this kit with a couple minor adjustments, which at some point I will share when he's done. He is not on my table to paint right now. But anyway, I was waiting for Marita Winters to get the kits back in stock because I wanted to order directly from her. But that is the one kit she had out of stock. And when all this happened with the kits being on hold because they come from China, I went back and forth and finally thought, you know what, I'm going to order. McPherson's is the only place that had that kit, and I thought I'm just going to go ahead and order because then I'll be getting one, you know, pre-virus. And anyway, so it was just a blessing that I did that, because guess what? I got kit number 440, which adds up to 8. For anybody that knows me, 8's my favorite number, and I always add numbers to their smallest denominator. So I got the perfect kit for me. Anyway, so I wanted to share that little joy bubble. That arrived, probably last week maybe, or week, I can't remember. It's been about a week or so. Maybe a bit more than a week, maybe 10 days ago it's been here. So super excited at some point to bring that little baby to life. Like I said, I'm going to start painting today. The kits on my table, one has a list, one does not. So one will be a Peaceful Baby. It is an older kit. And I'm not sure, you know, I would love to say I can speed up my creating because of this, you know, time off, but my left hand is probably about 80% right now, so I'm even going to see how this goes. I am ambidextrous. I do favor my right hand, but of course I have to use my left hand to hold the kit when I'm pouncing and stuff, and that's where it gets a little painful. I did try crocheting. I think I mentioned that in my last video. I had tried crocheting and it was too painful. I had to stop. So this sweet baby girl is still looking for her mommy. This is Yona. She's also an older kit. I know a lot of people prefer the newer kits. I have quite a few older kits in my stash, and I'm going to go ahead and keep creating them because they're kits I had visions for. And there is a new, well, relatively new, I think it's a month or so old, online eBay type, I hate to put that in the sentence, but it's an auction or buy it now site called Art Dollery, and I'm thinking in beginning of April, if she's still here, of posting my first listing there, which would be Yona. But check it out, artdollery.com. It is a reborn specific site. So if you didn't know about that, you can check that out. I know they sell reborns and silicone. I believe if memory serves correctly, you can also get, you know, supplies and kits, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But anyway, excuse me. But everybody stay safe and, you know, use wisdom. Only go out when you have to. Like I said, if you need to go to the grocery, if you can order online and pick up or even delivery, please do so. If you have to do a pickup, you know, don't take your whole family. Just one of you go. You know, use wisdom, use common sense. We're not infallible. You know, it can touch any one of us. And so I just want to encourage everybody to social distance as best you can. All right, everybody, remember each and every day to find joy and always choose joy. And let's all just encourage one another. And if you have any fabulous ideas, make a video about it. If you have things that you're doing that you think will help others, creative ideas for children would be fabulous. I myself don't have any children in my house, but if you have some fabulous things you're doing with your children, maybe make a video and share with the community. Let's all, you know, help one another come up with ideas. You know, I shared my couple little cleaning techniques and a few things that I'm reigniting. So yeah, let's just encourage one another, and you know, making videos is also wonderful. It gives us all something to watch and enjoy. We get to see all your beautiful babies and hear your voices. All right, everybody, thank you so very much for stopping by, and let me show you the joy bubble one more time. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.